Right, here we go. Back again. Back again. Alright? And today it is Meme of the Week. And last week's winner. And a few other bits as well. In regards to the mosquitoes and gene editing. Fantastic, right? How wonderful is it that we have this gene editing, right? Sure. And this was the 5 contenders for last week's Meme of the Week. And yeah, I can confirm that we have a winner. And it was, yep, number 5. Of course it was number 5. And it said, should medical doctors wear uniforms that identify their sponsors and who they receive kickbacks from? Right, damn straight, because of course doctors most certainly do get money from companies who donate or sponsor, if you like, these doctors or so-called doctors. And here's an example here from the Telegraph 2016. Individual NHS doctors receiving 100,000 per year from drugs firms. Right, so yeah, it's not even from the government, which the NHS is funded by, but it's drug companies who are paying these psycho doctors who see nothing but money and want the flashy car and the big house, right? And this one is from the Times, and as you can see, it's 2019, and it tells us that, yeah, the NHS pays pharmacists and dispensing GPs a flat rate for each drug, right? So the more drugs that they push, the more money that they make, just like a dealer, right? And this one here, ProPublic, doctors prescribe more of a drug if they receive money from I wonder. Well, yeah, it's a pharmaceutical company, of course. Now, I did see this as well from Forbes 2017. How to find out if your doctor is being paid by pharmaceutical companies. Right, so if you're interested in finding out, then seemingly you can go through the last 4 years worth of data for physician payments by industry via this open payments database. Right, so if you're interested over in America, then get onto that database and look up your doctor and see who's funding him, right? See what pills he's pushing. And yeah, it's the same with politicians, and it's called lobbying, sure. But yeah, they get lots of donations from big companies, big businesses, and yeah, in return for favours, of course. As you can see, this one here, 2017, when corporations donate to candidates, they are buying a lollipop? No, they're buying the fucking candidate, of course. And then, yeah, they do as they wish, right? Business Insider, 2018. Companies are influencing politics by donating millions to politicians. Surprise, surprise, right? Here's another one from 1994. Why do companies make donations to political parties? I wonder, right? Is it just through the kindness of their heart? Yeah, I doubt it very much. So in terms of the meme, should they have these logos? Damn straight. But of course, don't go holding your breath for that happening. Yeah, chances are that will never happen. But yeah, it should. be the case. It would tell you a lot. And yeah, now I want to touch on these guys again, these mosquitoes, right? And we mentioned them on Friday in the Friday Fix. As you can see, 3 days ago, Florida mosquitoes, 750 million genetically modified insects to be released. Hip hip hooray, right? And yeah, it got the green light, as you can see. We mentioned it in the Friday Fix, of course. Check it out if you've not seen it. But yeah, would you believe it? It is Bill Gates funded. Now, I bet that is a massive surprise, and I know a lot of yous will already know this and do already know it. And yeah, it's Billy. It's another one of his hobbies. And again, he brings us good news, right? All the time. And yeah, 2014, the deadliest animal in the world. Wow. And it is from, yeah, Gates's notes, right? The go-to for all you need to know about Bill Gates. Not mosquitoes, but yeah, it is mosquitoes. 2017, mosquito wars. Wow. So yeah, it's the deadliest animal in the world, and there's wars going on. 2018, this animal kills more people in a day than sharks do. Wow, in a year probably, right? And in terms of mosquitoes, I don't buy it that they pass about this virus. So that's something that I will look into more. But yeah, 2019, test tube mosquitoes might help us beat malaria. Yeah, sure, why not, Billy boy, right? 2020, it's always buzzing in Mosquito City. Right, so yeah, wherever that is. And this one, again, 2020, Mosquito Week, right? It's got its own week. This animal kills more people in a day than sharks do in a century. Ah, so that's what it was. And again, 2 years later, they are bringing the same story out again. And in this Gates notes that we have touched on, he shared a video that he's put together. Billy, our hero. And yeah, it's a bit strange to say the least. So yeah, I will play the video. But before that, I want to look at a few other bits from one of these articles and see what it's all about. Right, what is it exactly all about, Billy boy, with these crazy genetically modified mosquitoes? And yeah, it sounds horrific. Let's face it. No one wants it. We don't need it. And as you can see, one exciting gene editing technique is called gene drive. The term covers several different approaches, but the basic idea is to use the CRISPR method, shock horror, to rewrite the usual rules of inheritance. Right, normally for any given gene, there's a 50% chance that the parent with the gene will pass it on to a child. It is competing with one from the other parent, and only one of the two can win. Right, with gene drive, the odds go up to 100%. You give a few mosquitoes an edited gene that inserts or drives itself into all of their offspring. When those mosquitoes mate with wild mosquitoes, all their children will have the edited gene, and over time it will make its way through the entire population. Right, so yeah, what a surprise that CRISPR is being mentioned, the gene editing CRISPR, right? Fantastic, I'm sure. And it then says, imagine if blue-eyed mosquitoes had only blue-eyed children. No matter what colour their parents' eyes were, eventually every mosquito in that population would have blue eyes, right? So yeah, Billy Gates sounding a bit like Hitler with the blonde hair and the blue eyes. And yeah, of course, our hero Bill Gates is into eugenics, big time, as we have discussed. It then says there's no reason to think gene drive is even feasible in humans, let alone advisable. Right, there are also serious questions surrounding the use of this technology on insects, which I will get into in a moment. But first, I want to give you 2 examples of how it works. Right, how exciting, right? And I don't think, so how does it work? Billy, our hero, well, one is the colourfully named X-Shredder. Wow, like the body from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? Shredder. As you might remember from biology class, the sex of a mosquito is determined partly by the sex chromosomes it inherits from its parents. Females got one X chromosome from each parent. Males got an X from their mother and a Y from their father. Right, sure. And it then goes on to say, in 2014, scientists at Imperial College, surprise, surprise, of course that is a Gates-funded college, almost completely Gates-funded, right? Imperial College London and the Fred Hutchinson Centre, also Gates-funded, here in Seattle, were able to edit a protein in male mosquitoes so that it shreds the X chromosomes in their sperm. As a result, the males pass along mostly Y chromosomes, so most of their offspring will be males. Right. Thanks to gene drive, those offspring will also have the edited protein, so most of their children will be males. Right, happy days, right? Sure. Within a few generations, the male-female ratio gets out of whack, and eventually the species dies off in that area. Right, so yeah, they're going to wipe them out for sure. It then says another example involves the double sex gene. Wow, which in mosquitoes works along with the sex chromosome to determine whether an insect turns out male or female, right? Last year, researchers at Imperial College London again found that females with edited double sex genes develop a mix of male and female organs. Surprise, surprise, including male genitalia and a proboscis that is too flimsy to break human skin. They can't reproduce, so the population shrinks, and they can't take a blood meal, so they won't spread the parasite. Right, so yeah, the poor mosquito, it sounds like it's done for. Let's face it, if these genetically modified mosquitoes get their way and it all goes to plan. And it's sickening to me. I could do nothing but shake my head when I was reading this, and it's terrible, really. And unfortunately, it only gets worse for us. And it then says, this is Bill Gates, I think we can have the regulatory approvals in place by 2024 and the first gene drive mosquitoes ready for use by 2026. Although this technique will never replace the other tools we have for fighting malaria. Yeah, like vaccines, right? We don't want to be putting them to one side. I'm optimistic that it could become one more important weapon in eradicating the disease. Because yeah, that's what it's all about. It's all for our protection and to beat malaria, right? Sure it is, Billy. Now, we have touched on CRISPR before, but of course it wasn't in regards to mosquitoes. It was in regards to us. Because, yeah, they want to use gene editing, or CRISPR, if you like, on humans to beat this COVID-19, right? You might have heard of it. I'm sure you have. But we did touch on it last week in the Unpreviously Fought Syndrome. And we touched on gene editing in that. So yeah, check it out. And the dangers of gene editing. The unintended, seemingly unintended effects of gene editing. And they were fucking horrific, I can assure you. So yeah, it looks like we are in for the same in terms of the mosquitoes, right? And gene editing it's massive now, and it's getting bigger all the time. 2 days ago, supermarket perimeter, Carly XT foresees a decade of gene editing innovation in crops. Right, so they've been fucking about with the genes of crops for over a decade, right? For sure. Here's one from Wired, 18th of March, 2020. Could CRISPR be humanity's next virus killer? Happy days, right? It's coming. That is for sure. Inverse, a gene editing vaccine could stop the world's leading killer. Right, sure it could. That is the 3rd of February 2020. What is the world's leading killer? Right, Bill Gates, I would say. 20th of May 2020. How CRISPR can help us win the fight against the pandemic. Right, so if that's the case, then the sheep will be screaming for the genetically modified vaccine so they can get their DNA fucking turned upside down and completely destroyed, right? And God only knows what sort of things it could do to your body and to any of your offspring. And yeah, it's absolutely horrid, and it horrifies me to even think of it. And like I said, here is the Bill Gates video. You ready? Good. So yeah, there you have it. The very latest movie from the new director, Bill Gates, right? He must be looking to get an Oscar from his best friends in Hollywood, right? They will be, of course, peas in a pod for sure. And we will leave the GM mosquitoes and the CRISPR and Bill Gates for the time being. But yeah, they will be back. That is for sure. This is Meme of the Week, of course. So, this is this week's top selected top 5, right? Are you ready? Good. This is number 1, and it's some nurses doing their favourite pandemic dance. And it says, preparing for the second wave, which will, of course, be the second wave of deception and lies. This is number 2, and you can't see the person's face. And it says, this is what they see on a Walmart camera when your children are abducted now. Right, and yeah, I thought that is actually quite an interesting point. And this is number 3, and it's breaking news, and it says, the government now recommend that we all wear blindfolds along with our masks and gloves to protect us from seeing what's really going on. Damn straight. And yeah, quite another good one, that one. And this is number 4, and it's a poster being put up that says, "They lost me on the effectiveness of masks when they released prisoners instead of just giving them masks." Yep, another very good point. And this is number 5, and it's someone saying, "So there's no cure for a virus that can be killed by sanitizer and soap." And yeah, it's a picture of someone who is very confused indeed, right? So that is your top 5 for this week. And as always, just put the number you want to win, and I will calculate the votes next week. And yeah, thank you to everyone who takes part and to everyone who engages with the channel. Great stuff. Thanks to all the old subscribers and to all the new subscribers. Happy days. I will be back on Thursday with the then previously fought syndrome. And I'm laughing because, yeah, it has been already another busy week of deception for the syndrome. And yeah, as always, the agendas are at play continuously. They never sleep, that is for sure. So yeah, I will catch you on Thursday. And that is about it. Bye-bye.